friends, and welcome to another exciting episode here on Bad Beards Podcast. Today, we are joined by Javier Macias. He is our Atlanta local from the East Coast, and he's going to be enlightening us on all things the elusive art of tricking, kind of how it started up on the East Coast for him, where he took it, and what he does now with it. We had a great, fun conversation with Javi's fantastic sense of humor, so I'm happy to share this one. And we were equally excited. We were going to put something together in the vein of tricking, more so me just getting punched by Javi. But weather did not permit, and so we were just rolling out with the show anyway. So check it out. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one. Action on Macias.
Macias is present.
And welcome to Bad Beard Podcast.
Pleasure to be here, man.
Welcome.
It's fucking rad, dude.
Another day in paradise. And so this is our lovely set. This is the lovely show. And the general flow is I already know you. It's very fortunate. I think you're a great guy.
Appreciate
and so
you.
Then we just get into all the topics of you. And so through so many questions, we just navigate all things that are Javi.
Sweet.
So we can just start with where am I at? You can introduce yourself right here. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Who's Javi?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me on Bad Beard. My name is Javier Macias. My family's from Nicaragua originally. Grew up in the Northern Virginia area in Arlington, Virginia. Just a kid doing martial arts growing up and just found his way into film and stunts, and we are here doing the thing. It's fucking rad.
You do it well.
I do okay, I think.
Well, so you guys, my experience into stunts is how it's been. I'm always really impressed with you ninjas. That's what it's like my easiest reference that I throw out. It's like, I'm not a ninja. You know, like, I can gracefully fall so many ways, but like you guys are doing the flips, the tricks. And so you said your background was in martial arts. How did you start in that space?
So when I was a kid, me and my older brother Renee, we just did.
Renee?
Yeah, Renee. He's a cool dude.
He sounds beautiful.
Dude, lovely human being, I promise you.
Yeah.
This man is, he's been a lifelong martial artist as well. But yeah, we were kids, man. We just watched a lot of like martial arts stuff, like Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers.
All the best stuff.
Dragon Ball Z, like all that shit. It was like so cool. Our parents really couldn't afford to put us in like classes, so we just kind of checked out books in libraries and just tried it on each other. And just like held pillows and just fucking yeeted each other. It was awesome. But then one of my uncles, he just didn't have kids at the time, and he was like, "You guys clearly have like a passion for this." So he signed us up to like Taekwondo, and that's where we kind of, back in 2003, we just kind of found tricking and martial arts that way.
Simultaneously, was it that you? How old were you when you started in Taekwondo?
I was just turned 13.
Okay, so then also you were like seeing like YouTube and like. You're like, what's that guy doing?
It was like pre-YouTube phase, pre-YouTube, and it was super cool. We just kept doing martial arts.
Well, and explain tricking to someone that may not know what tricking is.
Karate flips in the best way, but like it's such a weird blend. It's like gymnastics, like breakdancing, but martial arts based.
Yeah.
So it's like all that meshed together in this like weird mixing pot of movement that just kind of, you throw kicks in weird angles and just kind of like did really athletic shit in just like the weirdest way.
So it's like throwing a really dope roundhouse, but it's not just to throw the kick to land it. It's actually to throw it and round it out.
Yeah, it's like you're doing like a full twist, and then you're throwing a round kick at the weirdest angle. You're like kicking like a giant in the face, or like a cyclops in the nose. It's like, it's so unorthodox.
Is that not a gymnast? Are you a gymnast?
No, never. I mean,
no.
I did. We didn't have like a gymnastics program in my high school.
Yeah.
But they had a girls program, so me and my friend Will, we get into like helping. We became the managers of the team just so we can have access to like the gyms to train.
Yeah.
Because we just trained outside in like karate dojo and concrete and like wherever.
Bringing all your books from the library, and you're like, all right, guys.
It was crazy. Like we did like like your basic martial arts stuff, and then like my instructor Emerson, dope human being. He got us into like the demo stuff. He went to like loop kicks, brought it back, and like showed us some stuff in 2004, and then we just kind of like picked it up and then just kind of built it up and did our own thing. But then we needed like a gymnastics gym to like fuck around and like really try some stuff. And then when we got to high school with like the gymnastics team, like my sister was in the program, my other friend was in the program, and then we just like, oh, if we can like just move some shit around and then like fuck around afterwards. That's totally cool with us. Like,
Yeah.
and then we just found a gym, the YMCA up in Arlington, and just became like the beginning of like a whole generation of like DMV trickers, which was like super cool.
Yeah. Well, and so for the timing of that, you know, you hear tricking. That's not like a b-boy like you know, doing like pop locking and all that business. Like it's more dance. It's like it's not that.
No. It was like really just like
So when you took
flips
it
and kicks and stuff.
and so when you would take it to when you had access to the gymnastics gym, you would just say to whoever was signing the paperwork, you're like, so we just want to kind of
like just do things.
do
Yeah.
things.
It
They're like,
was-
so what are you gonna like do? Like, you know, you're standing fulls and you're round off back handspring, and you're like, no.
It was kind of funny because we were just like, yeah, we're doing some gymnastic stuff, but it was just us just like not doing gymnastic stuff.
Yeah.
It was wild. We just like fucked around and just kind of like blended it. I mean, because granted, it was like with tricking, it's like it has like a gymnastics like blend into it, so it kind of can mesh into it.
Yeah.
But it's like not pretty single file line. It's like off axis and the weirdest 45s and
Yeah.
35. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just
Well, so I've seen it now abundantly. I was a cheerleader.
nice.
And so with the lifting of the ladies and then just the general passes and like, you know, some standing tucks or whatever. But to see what you guys do, why isn't there a mashup or a mixing yet when it's like, it's so impressive and like, you know, the air awareness that you would need to do those types of things. Is it just like, they're like, nah. Like, you think there'd be like some like melding
it's
of it
like
at this
I
point?
mean, in like the demo side of it, maybe like we used to compete in like NASCA, so it was like
Say it again?
NASCA. It was like a North American Sport Karate Association.
Okay.
Like it was like the
Are you going through with your like katas or
yeah, it was like katas, but then it was like your traditional katas, but then they have like the creative katas, and it was like
Oh.
you could do stuff, but it wasn't like past 360. But then it was like an extreme part, and like the musical part was like the same thing but with extreme. But it's like
Like you
could
bring
do
your own
you could
track and,
do-
like-
yeah, you could do anything. It was
Yeah.
like all right, you could do a kata, but there's like no limits to like what you can do, but like make sure it's still a kata.
Yeah.
And it was like super cool.
Well, what's a kata?
It was just like a traditional karate, like martial arts forms, just like, but like you blended it in with like weird like choreography.
Do you know the definition of what a kata is?
I'm sure at some point I did, but
Okay.
maybe not anymore. I don't know. Like, it was just like we did our forms. We did
Line
martial arts
dancing for
forms.
karate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like it was just more like a freestyle of it, and we just kind of
Yeah.
like really leaned into the freestyle portion of it, because it was like, you know, just when you're a kid, a young kid, you just want to have like fun, and like you don't want like rules to
Don't
like
tell me what to
movement.
do.
You know, like yeah,
Yeah.
we're just fucking troubled youth. We want to like move, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and then Taekwondo, specific to that art, how far did you take that? Did you stay consistent with the training there, simultaneous to the tricking, or was it?
Yeah. It was actually I stuck to Taekwondo until I got my first Dan, my first degree black belt, and
shit.
then while I was doing that, maybe like a couple months into that, I started doing sport karate. It was kind of like learning the traditional Taekwondo stuff and then like the sport karate stuff, but always doing like tricking was kind of like the base after like a couple months into Taekwondo.
Yeah.
So it was like really cool just kind of meshing all that together. And then once I kind of like, I don't know, it just was weird. Like we had to pay to like do Taekwondo, but then we were teaching all the classes. And then it was like, we're just paying for the space. And then it was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We ended up like leaving the gym and just wanted to focus on the tricking and sport karate portion of it. So we'd literally like train outside with like our trainer, like in the backyard somewhere, and just like work on forms like from night to day and just like after school.
Yeah.
And just like fuck around and trick anywhere and everywhere just because we're just, you know, walling out. Our parents are at work all day and we're just trying to have fun. And
Computer.
it's kind of like our thing, you know?
Pause. That's gonna
So-
show up later.
No worries.
Well, so then when you're doing this, you're training, you're sun up to sundown, and putting heaps of time into it.
Yeah.
Like, did you have some type of forethought that you're like, I'm gonna do this for my job, like I'm gonna make a career out of this, or were you just like,
Dude, no way, man.
you were just like this
literally,
is what I do?
I just wanted to move.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to do martial arts. I don't know what I was going to do. It was like eventually maybe open up a school because that was kind of like the path. But at the end of the day, I was
That's
like,
the traditional path of somebody that like takes martial arts as far as they do. If they don't go to become a fighter,
Yeah.
they just generally start teaching it at some level.
yeah, totally. And I was like, oh, it'd be cool to like have a gym and like teach people like what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we kind of started doing that like once I became like an older teenager. into a young adult. And then, I don't know, I just didn't really like love it too much. So I was like, I went to film school, and then I just like got into that because I was like, when I was in high school, I just started learning film stuff, and I just wanted to kind of dive more into that. And I don't know, I think I just wanted to do more performance stuff. So I somehow got on a talent agency in New York. We started doing like some shows up in New York. I'd just go from like literally DC, Philadelphia, and New York, just kind of like up and down, just doing live shows and just movement stuff and like really artsy fartsy.
Does that get
stuff.
really familiar? Like you start recognizing everybody, like it's kind of a small.
Oh, it was totally small. It was like literally everybody from like, shout out to Vince Johnson. You're the fucking man, dude.
What's up, Johnson?
But bro, Vince Johnson and Ish Payne, they had like a martial arts gym up in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And they would bring us up there to teach like tricking seminars and like just live shows with them. And they're like performance collective. And we would just do stuff with them. And like, I mean, we would just go up to like gatherings. Gatherings were like where trickers would meet up and just like
The Juggalos.
train together. Yep, the fucking juggalos, dude.
Gathering.
But it was cool. It was just like the weirdest thing because like, you know, B-boys, they had their like their break events, and we would just have our gatherings. Gatherings would be like the thing, and we just
and so
all across the U.S. You know,
You'd go to a gathering and you would find a lot of trickers that have just a really strong background in martial arts too.
dude, like
It's
it was
always-
it was everywhere. Like it
Yeah.
was like it started off with just like martial arts purist.
Yeah.
And it was super cool. But then you had like your backyard trickers, and these are the guys that had like no background in martial arts, but they just loved the movement. They were like, I just want to learn the movement.
Hey.
And that shit was cool. It was cool. They just did their thing, and they found like a style over time. But like the purist, we were like, oh man, like let's just like, it's just gonna be based like, this is my 45, I want to kick here, and like all that kind of stuff. But then it just would just mesh together, and like these gatherings was just like, now it's just a matter of athleticism. It wasn't a matter of like, oh, this is where I have to hit. It's just a matter of like, how many twists can I hit, like spin before I can shoot out my kick?
Yeah.
And like, how many flips can I do before I do something out of it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like a game of swings and just like originality and just like weird, funky blends of styles. So it wasn't ever, it stopped becoming about just purely martial arts and just about movement, like who can do like the most creative and like spectacular thing, you know?
Well, and then what is that meshing of the movement to dance? Like you're finding your beats, you're finding your rhythm, but then you know these movements being so intricate. Like, is it like you're just executing it and just hoping it just appears to match the vibe, or it's intended as such?
I think it was more or less intended.
Yeah.
Over time, it just, you know, it didn't really become about like just a single plane of just being on the ground. It became about like, all right, I'm going to do a movement from like this angle or like, you know, like it just would change from like all three like transverse planes, like it just any plane that you could get to. It was just like, how many spins can I do and land and then do something out of it? Or like, how can I mesh that with like this style of movement and this style of movement and just find a way to like marry the two to create something different that no one has ever seen. And it was just like a really cool time, man. Just like the early 2000s to 2010s was just like the wild west of tricking, if you will. It was just fucking
Well, so
mayhem
then
and cool.
that probably coincided with YouTube and things being a lot more available to like watch. So you didn't have to check out books from the library. You could like just see how Javi does it, and you go, I'm going to try that.
Yeah,
and
it was.
so was there then a big explosion of like, well, there used to be just like kind of our little subsects, and now it's just like, you know, prevalent across the masses, or what was the, or is it still just so difficult that it's like still niche?
I mean, it's so niche that it's like, you know, it's like its own thing, but like eventually you start to find like, it was one of those things where you could just see a silhouette of someone moving and you could like figure out who that tricker was, which was like super cool, right? And it was like, you know, you had like your heavy hitters like that you were like, oh, that guy's been doing it for like ever, and that like have been pushing the limits to like try new things or weird movements or how many spins or flips they can do before they land.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just over time, it just became more and more cool. I don't know. It's just like, it's always been a niche thing, but like, it's kind of been bleeding into like the public sports of like extreme sports, you know? But I don't know. It's been always just something different.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and how I mean, as I see it, it's already evolved, but where like, I'm sure it continues. Like, what is like raising the bar from what you guys are doing? Like, you got to jump off a cliff while you do it, or like, what is the end game?
You know, I mean, you could do that, but that's like more like on the parkour side.
Yeah.
And like it's cool because like it's parkour and like tricking are like cousins, if you will.
Right.
It's just like we're on a single plane and they're just on a moving plane, so it's just like
Okay.
just never really in the same spot,
Yeah.
if you will. So yeah, there's just like different trickers that like mesh the two of that as well. But yeah, just always ever changing. There's always like new moves or like do like variations of like a single move, like R.I.P. Hans, but like bro, like double D leg was always like a thought in the world. Like,
Can you do it?
I can't do it. I haven't tried it. Either. Granted, like I don't know. I haven't been like as aggressive in the game, if you will, in the past couple of years. But there's been some very, very talented bastards that have been just fucking going mayhem and just like going wild.
And so you're like, I'm just gonna acquiesce and let you guys be the.
You know, it's like.
Because like you fall, that happens.
Yeah.
But is that the extent of it, or is it when you're throwing these big, flips and tricks that you can? Is it training? Is it like what is the?
I think more or less it's just like training, maintenance for me now. It's just like I don't really want to like go for anything like super. I'm not chasing any triples.
There is okay.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm content with like singles, 1.5s, like doubles maybe, but like nothing. I'm not really chasing anything like crazy or trying to like change the game, like, if you will. It's like I don't know, like there's so many like newer, younger trickers that are just like really pushing the envelope, which is like really cool to watch. It's just not really my prerogative nowadays, you know.
Well, so you establish yourself as the individual you are, and then at some point you were like, okay, I'm really good at doing this thing. How do I get paid to do it? Right?
Yeah, dude.
So what was that?
Well, so when I was doing like the shows up in New York and like Philly and stuff,
This is early 20s.
It was like 2012, 2013, 2014 into
for your
2014.
your age.
I was 22, 23.
Okay.
Right before my 24th birthday. I don't know. I grew up like first generation American, and I was like, oh, maybe I should like go to school, have a backup plan. My parents were kind of like shoveling down my throat. I was the first in my family to get a degree.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this is cool, but I'm like a physical creature. Like I want to like move and like do things. So once I finished school, I was debating about moving up to New York and kind of pursuing it up there, or going to LA and doing it. But one of my good friends, Jefferson, he was like, yo, dude, like if you want to get into film, like Atlanta's like the spot. It seems like a lot of people are moving out here to like to do it. I think if you're gonna try it, like you got to come out here. It was like maybe the semester before I graduated, they told me that, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna come out here.
Okay.
And I just came out to chase a dream, and just I don't know, just. And
you said you went to film school?
I went to film school, and then I switched majors. I went pre-med and like went out of community. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. It's like all over the place. But I got a degree in like community health with like emphasis of pre-med to like become a physician assistant.
That's why your skin looks so good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. This is 4K. We're getting it.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, dude. I wash my face with the same soap I wash my balls with. It fucking works, dudes.
Oh, thank God for that.
But yeah, dude, then I don't know, just kind of came out here and just like chased the dream and just kind of went after it.
So what was your introduction? Like you were bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, you came down from New York and you go, Atlanta, this is different. I
was from Virginia. Well, I came down here and I was like,
Virginia's what we call that, like 6 hours?
10.
10, okay.
I was like literally the city outside of DC. Like it was a part of like the DC area, but then it became its own thing. But I came out here and I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna do this. And like a bunch of my friends that like were kind of doing the same things I was doing at the time was like they just either opened a martial arts gym or like went to film, and like film seemed like the more appealing, it was more fun. You could stay creative. You weren't like tied to like teaching the same curriculum, you know. Oddly enough, when I first moved out here, I started teaching like kickboxing and like katas and stuff, and I was like, this fucking sucks. I hate this. Dude. I don't know.
Howdy your sensei.
It was just not fun to me. I don't know. It was just like so.
Do you remember
over
what
that
school
world.
you were at?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember what school you were at?
I do. I don't want to throw them on the bus, but like I just really didn't have a great relationship with them.
Got it.
So I just
You can't keep that lightning in a bottle, man.
You know, I just didn't really like it. I was teaching like 4 classes every like 2-3 hours apart, and I was like not making anything. And I came out here with a girl, and she, I mean, bless her soul for dealing with me. It was not great. I was just not making anything, and I found a job at an Irish pub.
Yeah.
Started working there, then I found my way into a gymnastics gym. Just started teaching parkour and like martial arts or like gymnastics, like real basic stuff. And then COVID happened. Any momentum I had getting into film just fucking died with COVID, and which was fine. I was like, you know what, this is just building character.
At that point, had you established a handful of relationships, or you're like, you know what, I'm going to start with what I know, like as far as making money and like the business of training, and then equally teaching. You're like, I'll start in there as I introduce myself to this industry, or what was it when COVID started? Did you have anything in place yet?
I had nothing in place. I mean, I had friends here, yes,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. I didn't want to like be like begging for a job because it just wasn't really in my. I don't want to do that
Yeah,
ever. So I was like, whatever. I'd rather work for it or work towards it than like be like begging for something and like I'd rather earn it.
Right.
So I don't know. I just started doing stuff. Just started trying to create stuff, and over time it just kind of started working out. I like once COVID kind of died, I like found I went down to Miami and got a job out there, and I got hired. It's funny, I was training for an MMA fight, and I got hired to do like an MMA fight in like a music video that eventually got me tafted. And
Oh, and what was the show?
oh man, I don't even know the artist. I can't remember. It was like a reggaeton.
Oh, it was a music video.
It was a
That's
music
right.
video, and like it worked out. Like, thank you so much, like Juan. It was crazy, bro. It was like.
Yeah.
It worked out somehow, and then I came up to Atlanta. The rest of the year was kind of dry, like no one really saw like what I was doing, so it was like it's okay. Over time, it'll work out.
Yeah.
I was just the big thing was I wasn't gonna quit on myself, and I wasn't like I
patience.
moved here. I had the opportunity to like move to Florida, like find some shows out there, but I just stayed in Atlanta. We worked it out, and like then eventually I got my first job in like beginning of 2022, like a real like bigger job, and like. All that year was just really, really good, and it blended into 2023, and then strike happened, but I just kept making stuff, and I was just like, over time it'll just work out, and then here we are. It's kind of still working out, it's going good, and we're still making shit.
Yeah.
Like, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to discount myself, and I'm going to keep pushing,
Yeah, that's important. Well, that's fascinating. So then you were training for an MMA fight. Like you, what series was that? What you were just like, actual, like you were.
Yeah, and I was pursuing. I mean, I was like, so I started.
You had a lot of
doing-
free time, so you're like, I guess I'll just fight.
Yeah, I was just like, I like fighting people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna fight a stranger and maybe get some money out of it.
Get
I don't
some
know. It was
work with
fun.
the aggression of all
Yeah,
the
just the
off
fucking
days.
angst of a
Yeah.
young teen, I guess. I don't know. That just kind of blend into adulthood.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of like I was already doing martial arts. Like I started doing like Muay Thai like maybe 2016, and then no, maybe like 2013, and then I started doing like jiu-jitsu in 2016.
Yeah.
I got my blue belt in 2018, and then just kind of kept doing it. I moved out here and kind of kept pursuing that shit, and just I was like, oh, let me like find like a good MMA gym. So I started training at ATT and just hooked up with those guys.
I'm
and
not
they're
familiar with ATT. Where are they at?
American Top Team up in like in Atlanta.
America Top. That's
Yeah.
that's
They're
they're all over.
They're all over, but
Yeah.
they got like from here to Florida, they got like a really good gyms, and they got a
Yeah.
bunch like all around the U.S. now.
Okay.
But they got some gangsters in there, and it was just like everybody's just got like a chip on their shoulder and just got really competitive, and it was like hella fun just training with everybody and just
Yeah.
like really pushing the limits, and like you're just get to go in there and just be ready to move,
So assuming you go into a gym like that, and you have a certain set of skills, like you're like, I'm really good at Muay Thai, or like I'm really good at Jiu-Jitsu. I was a wrestler in college or whatever, but you're not the full package yet. What is the general vibe? Say you go a little sparring, a little what? You just lean so heavy on what you know, or you try to like adopt a new practice along the way? Like what is, or you just get your ass beat?
A little bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, like you get tired, you get on the bike, and you just kind of move, right? Like, so for me, it was like Taekwondo was like my base, so like big kicks, big like spinning stuff. But then I'd love to shoot because it was comfortable with jiu-jitsu. So like anytime I'd like throw an overhand, shoot for like a double, and then like find my way up and just kind of like look for like strikes.
Yeah.
But I love to stand up and strike the most. So I would just like stand and trade as much as I could.
Are you aggressive? Are you pushing? Or are you
I like to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And then like I like counters a lot too. So like I'll like try to trap people, like set up some feints, traps, and then like fade and like come back and then find my way to like a shoot.
Ooh.
And then just kind of look like just jujitsu and just fight them for a submission.
You're tricking them.
Yeah, 100%. 100%, man.
That's it.
And then just mesh in, like just everything I just kind of culminated over time, you know?
Yeah.
Just like fuck around and just like have fun.
You still pursue any of that, or you just kind of like hang up the gloves for a little while? You're like, I'll still train, but like I don't have a desire for.
I think, yeah, right now that's where I'm at right now. I think if we go into a strike, I might like find a training camp. Like I just oddly enough talked to my coach a couple days ago, and he was like, dude, if you're ever ready, just let me know. We'll get you into a camp, and then we'll get you ready for a fight. And which is appealing right now because I know we might be going into a strike in June. But you know, I'm really just putting all my chips in like film and just like making stuff and videography right now.
And so, speaking to that, I think I heard a little bit about it. You've gone into partnership with a couple buddies in a new space.
Yes.
Utilizing the things you learned along the way and just creating. Like, what is this venture? What is it you guys are putting together, and what does that look like?
Right now, I linked up with my homie that actually got me to move out here, Jefferson. Shout out to Jefferson.
What's up, Jefferson?
We're just starting a video production company. So just right now, we're just like shooting a bunch of like small businesses, kind of like building them up.
Are you
building a
prospecting
clientele.
them? Are you like cold calling these guys? Or are you like?
Well, right now
Word of
we're
mouth.
doing like word of mouth stuff. It's like it's been a slow build, and there's also like a film he's trying to work on and try to like get funded and all that stuff. So I'm
Short, feature?
a feature,
Okay.
essentially, and then we're just trying to like, I'm trying to learn all the back end of stuff so I can like really learn how to like make the whole thing come together. But I mean, he's a G. He knows what he wants. That's one of my boys. If I can help him like see this through, that'd be so fucking awesome. Because he's been my homie for like 18 plus years, and like it's just like a family thing. I just want to like make sure he can like, we're just making stuff that we're all proud of, and like we can see at the end of the day, and it's like we're just making stuff. Like we just want to make shit that we want to see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's tough. I'd be curious as you describe that. My experience equally. You know, when work's there, you're doing work, and that's the focus, and that's great because at the end of the day, you did a good job, and you go home, you sleep good. But on the days that you're not working, you're still working.
Oh, totally.
And so you're constantly creating. But for me, at times when if I don't have the clear, you know, like landing zone, the clear end game, like in sight, or if I lose track of it, I can create all day, and I end the day thinking I didn't do enough. You know, like it wasn't the right thing, or like, you know. That's been sometimes my experience along the way, and I'd be curious, is it similar to that, or like is it just to be creating, you're like, I did it, I feel fulfilled, and that's my end game for me.
I think right now it's just been like there's been a shift on like what I'm trying to make. I love vignettes, I love like fight porn, but I just want to make like story based stuff, and I just want to make shit that I'm really proud of, and like stuff I can enter in like film festivals. You know?
Okay.
I feel like that's like more where I'm trying to.
That's a clear agenda. That's a benchmark. So are you aware of any festivals you want to pursue right now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Like I feel like I just want to get comfortable just creating stuff with a story, and then just kind of building that up, and then just like challenging myself to like really trying to find my way to like eventually like a Sundance or like something.
Always
something
rooted
big,
in
you know?
always
Like,
rooted in fighting.
Yeah, but like martial arts is always the base.
Okay.
It's always like, for me, like I've been such a big fan of like martial arts my entire life. So if I could find a way to like create a story, and it doesn't have to be like this martial arts master, you know what I mean? Like it has to be like a story like based on passion, or like a story based on like something that's like really like a problem, a solution, like just, but make it interesting enough to like, I want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like I want to make it action packed. I want to make it dramatic enough that's like, oh, this is like really cool, or like funny. Like I'm really into like action comedy, and I want to like lean more into that world.
Well, I hate to be the one to tell you though, but you gotta be funny. So this is awkward, man.
Bro, it's gonna be fun. I don't know. I got a couple things I'm like writing right now. I'm like trying to learn to write more.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I just want to like bring the whole package. I just want to like wear all these different hats to kind of like learn all the different things to do, so I can like make something that I'm really proud of, and like if I can help my homies like make stuff, like that would be like a dream. Like I just want to make things that we're all like excited to do, and like
Yeah.
cause I love going to work and I love like doing film stuff and like performing, but if we can make stuff and get it funded and we're just like on our own set, that's the coolest shit ever, man.
Yeah. So as you begin your writing journey, what do you find yourself gravitating towards? You're like, wow, I'm writing another, throuple story about, where do you end up?
I don't know. I'm just like I've always liked like the Seth Rogen comedies. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
stuff like Superbad. I love like The Interview, stuff like that. But like also, I love Jackie Chan. Like I love like Jet Li. Like just finding a way to like blend the two, but like also make it not that.
Yeah.
Or either one. Just kind of like I don't know. I'm just like still trying to find my like my genre, if you will, but like trying to find something in a little bit of every element. Because
Yeah.
I like horror too. I like really gory stuff. I like really crazy stuff, but I also like really good fighting.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
When I
Or
talk
fun
to
gags.
guys like you, excuse me, and other folks I've met along the way, it's always interesting, which I see equally, how important it is when, regardless of the story, if fighting has an element in the film, the video, the whatever, it's got to be accurate.
Totally.
You like, and so for so long Hollywood got away with some like serious BS in the business as far as like, like where it's like
Judo chop, dude.
yeah. Where she, like,
But honestly, bro, like I love the idea of like something as silly as Austin Powers. Like if we're gonna commit to like the bit, we're committing all the way.
Yeah.
So, like if it's gonna be over the top stupid,
you just
and,
got to
like,
have somebody on wires that really gets that fucking.
it's got to be something crazy.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I just want to make stuff that we can laugh about, like, and just I want to be proud of it at the end of the day, but also
Yeah.
want to like have a fucking laugh, like a good belly laugh with like my friends.
That's great. Yeah. So on the horizon, then moving forward, you're writing, you're establishing your relationships. You mentioned heading into this strike. What's your consensus? And depending on when this comes out, and for those that are in the know, you're like, well, wasn't there just a strike? Wasn't that over? Like I couldn't watch my I don't know what shows people watch. I don't know, but like it ran out of TV.
Shout out to Will Trent. You remember that job, dude?
Heyo, my folks watch that show.
That was. Oh, man.
They're like, "Were you in it?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I promise.
They're like, "I don't know, man." But assuming, what's your consensus on the IATSE strike, the Teamsters? Like, do you think that's a reality? Do you think that's something we're going to run into, or do you think it's just a ripple?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, it could be a ripple, but like at the end of the day, the Teamsters, man, they have like they bring all the sets to everything. Like if they can't get their needs met, then we're kind of fucked.
Would you say they have more power in the conversation than we did?
I think so. I mean, because at the end of the day, like they bring everything everywhere across the U.S.
Yeah.
On this side of the world, like they do all that, and it's
Yeah.
like you gotta respect it. You gotta like let them do their thing. Like you gotta like if they work hard.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And
Well, explain to our friends at home, like, who's a Teamster? What are they doing on set? Like, it's like we show up, we judo chop our way to success. What are they doing?
dude, they're bringing everything to the places the way we judo chop.
Everything.
And I'm talking about absolutely everything. Bathrooms, set props, sets,
Everything.
cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about anything and everything under the sun that you need. You have a big ass warehouse. The Teamsters are bringing to fill in that warehouse. So make the crews working their butts off too. Like Yahtzee, shout out to them. Like, let's just keep this flow going. Let's try not to go overseas as much as we can because there's
Yeah.
a lot of talent here.
Well, you hear
And there's a lot of talent overseas too. But like,
absolutely.
we're just
better.
doing shit. We're doing shit.
Well,
And,
no,
like,
that is a
But-
joke. But from what I've heard, different stories and tales of just like, they were affected equally by the strike as us. And so to consider what they're asking for, sounds like it's not a big ask.
I don't think so.
And
man.
so considering, what we were asking for, whoever was asking for it and however they asked for it, as things came to be, I suspect they'll get what they want, or they'll just be indifferent to it because I think they equally just want to keep the flow going. And I hear everybody's already got these caveats for shows that are like, oh yeah, we're happy to stay here, we're happy to shoot here, but the second you guys strike, we'll shoot in London.
Yeah.
Like everybody's already got backup plans as far as production's concerned, which I'm like, I'm so glad you guys have that figured out.
Yeah, it's so great for you guys. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It's so reassuring. But I don't know. I really hope they get their stuff met, because at the end of the day, it's like it's unfortunate when you kind of like have to put a halt on something in the middle of production, because we want to feed our families, we want to like do the things to like progress in our lives, and we're all working our butts off day in and day out. So it's like let's just keep this flow going and like.
Well, it's interesting. We used to be a big union country. Like we were like founded on unions, and they've been gutted here, there, everywhere. And it wasn't until recently, as long as I've been in the industry, like I started working in the film business in 2000. I graduated from film school in 2010, and the rest has been history. But it's always been just for myself. I've been running my own business. I've been on this show, this thing, doing this, creating this, shooting that, working with whoever, but never under management or a union. And so my recent existence in the SAG union, as it is, has been pretty tits, because it's just like, it's the first time that I haven't had to pursue, obviously they get things wrong and you got to like, cross T's, dot I's. But like, I'm not chasing invoices. I'm not, like, oh, you ate late, so here's an extra $125. You're like, okay, tight. Things like that amount to, grand scenarios. But hearing and understanding these strikes, like people are like, why are you striking? It's like, if you don't, speak up for it, like you used to have a platform to stand on, and then, now you're, but.
It's like quiet mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's like how the quote goes, but like somewhere on the line.
I understood it.
But like, yeah, just like you got to speak up, because like everybody's working their butts off.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease, man.
Yeah, it's just, you just got to speak up. And like every 3 years for us in SAG, like it's ever changing. But like, there's a lot of long hours and a lot of like butts getting kicked. So it's like, it's just like very minimal things from like healthcare to like just fucking pay us our overtime when we're like working like 18-hour days, shit like that. It just seems like so straightforward, if you will.
Yeah,
Like, it just seems like just it's honest work. I don't know. We're just working our butts off, man.
Yeah.
And just like.
So what has been, as you've been in the business now, and now it's been several years, you moved from Virginia, New York, Renee put you on your path.
Yes, sir.
What's the family think about where you're at?
They're always like, you good? You eating? Like, I mean, they love what I do. Like they're super supportive. Like it's awesome. Like I try to spend as much time with my family as I can. Like my mom just had a birthday. I wish I was there. I was
Happy
just
birthday,
busy with
Mom.
work. Shout out to Mama.
Hey, madre.
But yeah, I'm just try to spend as much time with family. Because at the end of the day, like we care about our families. We want to spend time with our families and do that. Like it's important. I don't know. Like I'm Latino, so like we're very close. We're tight knit.
I thought you were just tan, dude. I thought you were hitting the tanning beds. No.
But yeah, just I don't know. They support what I do, and like they see where the passion is. They see like the potential, and they support as much as they can, and like they just know if there's ever a fallback, like they got my back, and like
that's great.
Vice versa,
Yeah.
So
moving forward in the business, you already are what you are, and you present all the skills that you do. I heard that you have a desire to spread the net a little wider. You got your eyes set on two wheels.
You mean like that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would love to fucking shred on a bike, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, truly. Like for me, like I just want to keep challenging myself. Like I feel like there's always room to grow, and like I like riding bicycles.
Yeah.
But I would like to ride something with a motor. That'd just be different. I just haven't done it yet. So like motorcycles, dirt bikes, like anything under the sun. Like I just want to like ride.
And
just, like,
have you ridden a dirt bike or anything previously?
I've ridden once or twice, but
Yeah.
I can't say I'm like a dirt bike rider
Well,
or motorcycle rider.
when I relate things to people, you ride bikes. Bicycles are just the scary version, in my opinion, of motorcycles because you don't have the getaway power or the noise to let somebody know you're there or to fuck off if they want to sideswipe you or any number of reasons. And so if you've already got, kind of the balance as it is, like with speed, it wants to stay up, it wants to go straight, that, yeah, you're already there, dude. You're basically pro right now.
Oh, dude, I wish. I can't wait. I just can't wait to get like on a set of two wheels that go really fucking fast.
Yeah.
With the helmet on. Safety first, baby.
Hey.
But I just think it's going to be fun. I don't know. Like, I'm just like...
It's gonna be fun, I'll
just
tell you, dude.
The
It's a great time.
The excitement of just like trying something
I'm the
different
worst
and
person to
challenging,
ask
bro.
about anything.
It's so fun. Like, I love
specific
it.
to, I say that I'm the worst person to ask. I'm the best person to ask because people like you are people like me. And so all the things that I enjoy about motorcycles, equally the danger, that's you all the way, dude. You're going to have such a hootin' time. And I'd say the most dangerous thing about a motorcycle is being nervous or hesitant or halfway. Any of that, you're fucked. Like,
Oh, totally, yeah.
It's a full commit kind of thing. It's like doing a trick move. You do a trick move and you just half-ass it, you land on your head.
Dude, it's like that ride or die mentality. It's kind of like, since I was a kid, I was like, with tricking, especially, I was just like, go big or go home.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with a bike, it's got to be like, if you're going to go big, just fucking go big and just fucking eat it. Obviously, don't be like reckless, but like.
No, we'll do it right.
Yeah,
We'll do
no,
it right.
we'll have fun with it. That's
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
matters at the end of the day,
Yeah, I mean, barring this next strike, I've been cutting in a little track around this house here.
Hell yeah.
Just to pull out a pit bike and start looping the place. But that'd be a great place to start.
Dude,
And you
when
can
we shred in the yard.
Yeah. I got a bunch of tires. People have been dumping tires in the abandoned house next door for years.
Oh, nice.
And so I started lining it like a big go-kart track. Yeah, we're ready, dude.
Let's go,
we're
dude.
ready.
It's going to be so awesome.
Yeah. So when you came here and you landed in my lovely abode, you were taking a look around, seeing some things, and you mentioned, did you have questions about anything?
Oh, man. Dude, how long have you been riding? Like, obviously, this is like a passion of you as well, or for you as well. It just seems like you've been doing this. Like, this is cool. Like, how long have you been podcasting, man?
I've been podcasting for about 18 episodes. Pretty
Nice.
excited about it. No. So podcasting is in its form, this is a talk show. This is an interview.
Yep.
I've been interviewing people since college.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
That's
started interviewing for this company called Digital Starter Fire. And I would interview rock bands. And so
that's awesome.
I did like Papa Roach, Korn.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, like all those kind of bands when I was, 19, and they're like, "Hey, fuck you, dude." And I'm like, "I have questions." They're like, "I don't care." But that's where I started it specific to just interviewing folks. But people have always been my favorite. I love people, and so
Totally,
that's easy. And then all the lights and the shiny things is just a byproduct of time. I went to film school. I mentioned that.
Nice.
But then my journey after I retired from tricking was graduate from film school, moved to Los Angeles.
Nice.
Because the year I graduated, or at least the year I started in film school at Valencia, originally community college, now fully endorsed, all the film incentives left Florida.
Oh, man.
And so this was 2007 or so. And so all the Nickelodeon, Disney, Universal immediately left Florida. And so when I went into the film business of school, there was no work to be had when you graduated. And so I left. They'd love for you to stay local, be relevant to anything. But I'm like, well, there's no jobs. I gotta go. And so then I spent my next 10 years in Los Angeles.
Hell yeah.
working in and around many things. Growing up, I'd always been very active in all the ways that young boys are. Had a bunch of friends in the Supercross series and scene,
nice.
so I was able to get a quick education in that world. But then I took that over to the West Coast, and then at some point, while in pursuit of all the things I was already doing, which was producing, shooting, directing, photography, video, whatever, a lot of live event. A buddy of mine, TJ, who's south right now, who you may know, TJ Tiffany.
Not personally, but I've seen his work, and that man is a madman.
He's a madman. But he called me. He's like, "Hey, man, I got you a deal on this Harley. You got to come get it." And it's in Daytona. And I was like, "Hey, I'll come get it. You just got to ride with me back to California." And so we did that and made a whole film about it.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, but that wasn't so long. I mean, I say that wasn't so long ago. At this point, it's been, I'd have to pull it up, but it's probably been, 10 years or something like that. But that was the beginning. And then I was just in LA, you hear about bad traffic and all the things.
Oh, dude, you probably
Unless you're on a
bobbing and
motorcycle.
weaving.
Yeah, you don't have to waste time with anything. And so then that was it for me. I was like, oh yeah, ease, convenience, I'm there. And that just found its way into different things. The same way I found myself into the stunt community is the same way I love experiences in different environments and different people and groups and things. And I like to ingratiate myself in such a way that I can learn, develop skills, and then be an asset to whatever that may be. Okay, we good. Screensaver. Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, we're good.
All right, cool.
But then that was it. And so the same way that I found my way into the motorcycle space, now I'm here in Atlanta.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you've been riding bikes for the past 10 years?
I assumedly, and I'd have to look it up, but yeah.
But still, that's fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, there's like TJ. He grew up riding the same way you grew up to a degree, Taekwondo, into tricking, and all the things. And so you have a developed skill from a lifetime of efforts. And he, the same, is super talented and can do all the things. He backflips. Like, am I going to go backflip a dirt bike tomorrow? I mean, if you said I could, I got this weird thing with TJ. Like, if he tells me I can do it, I'll try it.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's
But,
just having that confidence.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But as far as like my own claim, no. But road driving's different. I'm not, I can do baby wheelies. I'm not dumping it back to noon. I can crash real good.
Let's go. Dude.
So, I mean, you develop different skills along the way. But yeah, no, it's always been a great outlet for me. And then like not a day like today, but a day like yesterday or tomorrow, perhaps.
Yeah, buddy.
It's just one of those, spaces that just clears your mind, man. Just like, knees in the breeze and just let it rip.
That sounds.
That's you.
That sounds fucking awesome,
Right?
man. Like I love shit like that.
Yeah.
Just having like the complete freedom of just like cruising and absolutely fucking bruising, not my knees, but my fucking time. With some good times,
Yeah.
That sounds cool, man.
All of it's there for you, and we'll get into it sooner than later, which brings us to the next part of the conversation. My desire for utilizing your skills and background and all the things you do to create a scene. We're going to create a scene that can feature my skill as a fighter, but equally we're in the business of make-believe, that we're going to make a fight look as real as we need to without actually hitting each other.
Totally.
Give or take. But how do you see that taking place? And so what would that even be described? So you've heard of these things called pre-vises. You've heard of things. So what does that look like when you're an artist, a stunt performer that wants to create a scene to feature something you're good at? How does that come together?
I guess for me, it's always comes down to what's the gag we want to set up? What do we want to highlight? How can we make our hero look dope? And how can we deliver that all in a simultaneous story, right? Or a seamless story. And it just becomes this thing where it's all right, let's have a conversation. And how can we showcase all these things? So we make a previs, and we get
A pre-visual?
a pre-visual, right?
Okay.
We make a pre-visual of what that practice may look like. And then we like go and shoot it, and then we make our adjustments, and it's like we make a pro-viz, right? And that's just the aftermath of like, here's the pre-viz, here's the adjustments, and here's like what we want to deliver. And then pro-vizes are like the aftermath of a pre-viz, and then like it becomes like, now we're ready for like the shoot day. But for us, like we're just making like indie shit. So it goes from like pre-viz to like straight to like the indie shit. So it's not really like a pro-viz phase, but I just want to, for me, like I've been trying to like make things that like, I feel like we're making the pre-viz almost directly right into that. And so we're kind of skipping the pro-viz process, but we want to make it in a way that really highlights all the skill sets and all the things, and we make the adjustments on the day, you know?
Yeah.
But if we need to do reshoots, we do reshoots, and we just kind of highlight it. And that's essentially, that's how we get hired, you know, right?
Well, and so then that is how we get hired. It's our calling card, or at least the resume that says, hey, I can do the thing that you need done.
Yep.
But then from what I just heard you say, it sounds like you're saying that your desire is to, rather than, you know, between pre-viz, pro-viz, whatever, the thing you're creating that leads up to the thing that it is, you want to marry those two. You'd rather the story live within the fight.
Yep.
You want more story in the fight. You want more.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Again, like the fight porn is fucking awesome. Like, hey, problem.
Well, so that
right?
is sometimes
But
I
it's
get
fun.
lost in it. Sometimes I'm like,
it's so fun, but like,
it looks exciting, but sometimes I'm like, nobody's getting hurt, and so nothing matters.
It's like, why are we fighting? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you cut me in line at the grocery store. Fuck you. You know, like I don't know. Like I want to make things more story based and like have like different layers. And I think that's what I'm learning with like both writing and both like learning how to like tell the story, and then like just in the pre-viz process. You know, it's kind of like trying to find the way of like why are we fighting? What's our solution to the problem, and like how can we like showcase some really cool shit all in the mix of all that, right?
Well, how do we make it funny?
And how can we make it funny? How can we make it like fun? Like I'm writing this really stupid comedy where it's just like this. It's just it's so silly, but like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like this whistle that just makes people feel.
Tell
things.
us more. What,
It's
what,
crazy.
what,
I
I don't know.
know.
What are we getting into?
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm very much in the early phases of it, and like I can't wait till like actually shoot it. But I'm trying to write this thing, and I'm trying to like right now I'm in the layering process of it because like I have the general idea of it, and now I just want to like layer it so like the characters are like making a reason of why these other characters are feeling this way or like performing this way, and like that are creating these other characters to, like react that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just trying to learn like how to layer things right now. I'm trying to learn the layering of the story, so it's not just like a mundane like, oh, this is like action or this is why this is happening. So I don't know. It's fun. It's different. It's new to me, and it's just very exciting right now. And I just want to like, you gotta chase the excitement, man. You
Chase
just gotta
that
chase
dragon.
it, bro.
Chase
And
that
That's where
dragon.
I'm at right now. I'm just chasing the excitement.
When you're
So-
writing these pieces, granted, you know a lot of really talented individuals. Are you writing with people in mind?
Yes. So it's like, all right, I have a couple friends, and I'm like, hey, are you interested? I have this short I'm writing. Like, I want to write you in it. Are you cool with doing this? Like, yeah, sure. Like, I'm a little busy right now. Like, no big deal. Like, that's fine. But then I was just kind of like build the character to a certain way, and then like, I want to perform in it myself too. So I'm like trying to write myself in for like these weird spots. A very Quentin Tarantino approach, if you will. I don't know. I just like,
So you start with the feet and move up.
yeah, start from the feet and move up. It's like, I got an idea, let's build from the idea, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just have like a couple homies in mind, and I'm like, hey, I got this idea. Like, you're comfortable performing it? All right, cool. And then we just kind of move from there.
Mhm.
But, I don't know, essentially it's kind of like you write the action. Who do you feel comfortable asking to do it? And if not, like, we just adjust accordingly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun right now. It's just like creating something I want to see, and like how can we deliver that,
Yeah.
you know?
So the more you dive into these other creative endeavors,
Mm-hmm.
you're still showcasing all the talents that you've offered and where you want to take it. What's been your experience, which is arguably 2020, you said, or into Atlanta here?
2018.
2018.
Yep.
Do you feel embedded now? Do you feel like a local? Do you feel like the relationships that you've garnered, gleaned, gained?
I definitely feel like a local, more or
Yeah.
less. Because I'm like a creature of my environment. But like, I like to just move. You know, like I don't want to like stay in one spot.
Right.
But like, you know,
What is your environment?
right now I'm in Atlanta, so I just want to like learn all Atlanta
Okay.
things, like the culture, the places to eat, the watering holes, like the anywhere and everywhere, you know. So it's just
Hey, welcome to the watering hole.
it's been great so
Yeah.
far. I've been having a blast.
So we've been talking about a lot of stuff. We've covered many aspects of all
Time
things.
out. When was the last time you sharded yourself?
Why do you think I cut? You know, like I
Dude,
said,
I knew you had to change your drawers. You're like, oh, I gotta pee.
this is the basement,
And
dude.
I'm
No
like-
rules. This is the basement.
Dude, I fucking sharded myself one time in Savannah.
Really jumping back in,
Dude,
Javi.
I hate to admit it, but it happened so fucking recently.
He hates to admit it that he's just gonna talk about it right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Have you recovered? You gonna?
I'm great now, man.
Yeah, you changed your drawers though, right?
Dude, I've learned the importance of Imodium. You know what that is?
So clearly you're a fan of Three Ninjas.
Anti-poopies, man. You just
You
gotta
remember
have
that
them-
scene in
have
Three
one
Ninjas?
Oh, it's not good. It's not a
Where-
good day.
Remember where they all got?
Yeah,
and
not
then,
good.
so you're familiar with the movie Three Ninjas, right?
Totally, yeah.
The three robbers that come over to the house. The blonde guy, you remember this? He was just like a lighting guy.
Oh shit, I didn't know
And
that.
so on the day, literally, the two dudes, I think his name's Fester, the main bad guy, showed up, and I just shared this to my brother. That's why I know this. Showed up to set, and he sees the trailer, and Fester sees it. You know, this is his character. He's there for this. The dude, number 2, it's the dude, and then the Asian guy is number 3. The dude shows up, whoever his character was, and he sees that his name is not on, this trailer for this character. He sees that he's a lower role on the call sheet, and he's like, "No, I thought I was Fester," and they're like, "No, you're this guy."
Oh man.
Just bounces, and so they're like, "I mean, we can scrap a day, we can call in, one of our backup dudes, but the lighting guy, if I recall correctly, was like, I could do that."
Oh dude.
And that was him.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
he goes, "All right, we'll let you do this day, and if it sucks, we'll just, we already lost the day either way, so we'll just try it with you." And he stuck it.
No way.
And so he's just a random lighting guy.
Dude, shout out to fucking Three Ninjas. That was such a cool ass movie.
Rocky loves Emily, dude.
Yo, he sure does, man.
Yeah, I think he still loves her to this day. Legend
Legend has it he's never stopped loving her.
No, I hope
know?
not. Tum Tum's dead. He had a gummy bear overdose.
Really?
Remember? Yeah, he was choking in the
It's
bed.
fucking
Tum Tum.
dude. R.I.P. Tom Tom.
Oh,
I hope he
all
still
right.
kicked. I hope he didn't kick the bucket. That sucks.
No, I can't imagine.
some
I did
gummies?
see. Colt is a Instagrammer guy now, like a
Oh,
big
word?
TikToker.
Dude,
yeah,
no way.
he tells all the tea. He dumps it all.
Damn. He was like, dude, I fucking hated that set.
What was I gonna say though? All right, back to not sharts.
No sharts.
Uh,
Shout out Savannah. Sorry, guys. Anyways,
all the business you've been in, all the work you've done, and all the things that you expect to do, in the future. Where are you looking to take this? Like, give me your your Hail Mary pass of all opportunities. Like, man, you know where I want to be? Like, is it coordinating? Is it directing? Do you to what end do you want to take your career?
that's a great question because I feel like it's ever changing, but I think the direction I'm like envisioning is I want to keep making stuff, maybe flight coordinate for a bit, and then assistant coordinate, and then maybe start coordinating, and then maybe second unit to directing, but I don't know, that can also change in the process. But I think right now I just really want to like make stuff that's like really cool, and that I'm really proud of. So whatever that is, it might be all those cultivated in like one big project, or into many projects. But like at the end of the day, I just want to make stuff that is fun, we're excited to watch, and like it's just something different.
Yeah.
You know,
With
whatever that may be.
with the landscape as you see it right now, so as a creator, you're on television, you're in films, you're equally on all the socials and the YouTubes and all the things. You know, as you describe these things, what do you see from your vantage point as what does the future look like? Like, you're going to be creating regardless, wherever you go. Where do you see as the place to do it, the place to be? And, you know, even if it's a YouTube video, like that's arguably like, you know, Jake Paul's about to fight Tyson because of you. Like,
It's fucking nuts, dude.
where do you see your, like, what's of value moving forward as you create?
I think a mix of things. I don't know, like YouTube, Instagram, but ultimately, like on film. Film would be like the dopest thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
just kind of making stuff that's like that. Again, me and my friends want to watch, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, then fucking who cares, man? Like, I just want to make stuff that's like fun to watch, that's different, and just action packed.
Action packed.
And that's really my MO right now. So like, whatever that is, it's like I just want to make it something interesting and different.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like I'm still in this game. I feel like I'm still like really young in it, and I just want to keep creating and kind of making stuff. And like, I haven't really showcased I feel like my full potential. So like, we're just
spread those
spreading the
wings,
wings
man.
and we're just flapping away, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking duck toots in the air, man. Just really out here. We're just
Well,
trying to make
you
some
change
stuff.
your drawers, you get a little more off the ground because they're
You know?
full of shit. So,
But yeah, man, just trying to make some fun stuff and just like stuff that we're proud of. Like,
yeah.
just really something different. I don't know. Just like I want to tell some cool stories, whatever it may be, like from a stranger to like my personal life, or like from an inspiration from like a book or like a conversation I've had, and just like building on that. Like it just, I don't really see a limit
Yeah.
at this point. So it's like, I feel like whatever cap I had the past couple of years from like, you know, like any type of limitations I felt in my life are just kind of off right now. And I just want to like, there's just no limits, man. I just want to make some cool shit that's like fun to watch and just funny, or,
Yeah.
you know, it just, again,
I'll watch it.
it's going to be fun, man.
It's
Whatever
gonna-
we do,
hey.
it's going to be tight and it's going to be fun.
I'm happy to participate, man. I think it's going to be great. Well, all accounts of how long I've known you and we've worked together and even what we've talked about tonight, I think you're great. I think everything you say is as it is, and so that's my best read on an individual is when they're just honest. And so I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Dude, this is fucking awesome.
We've been rolling for about, I don't know, forever. But I'm happy to have you back again. You know, we'll
hell
shoot
yeah,
our
man.
thing, and then we can share with our friends here.
Dude, yeah, please. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just like excited to be here. Like, you're the homie. This is fun. Like, dude, I just can't wait to make some cool shit.
Yeah,
And,
we're
like,
doing it.
and I
Just
can't
we're
wait for you
warming
guys
up.
to watch it. I don't
We're
know
warming
like
up
who's
right
watching
now.
it, but like, thank you for your support. Like, this is just the beginning. I don't know, like.
Well, so take
is
this
fun.
time right to this camera, or either in any of the cameras. Your channels, like anything that you want that you might have coming up, like feel free to relay. You know, socials, whatever.
Heck yeah. Right now, I'm just really like basing myself off my Instagram. I'm in a very early stage of like just really building out. But I'm on yo.hav, yo.jav. That's my Instagram. Peep that. I don't have too much stuff on there yet, but like we're just in the building blocks, trying to make some cool shit. I'm working with my homie JL, and we're doing a JL Post Pro. We're just kind of making some like small business shit. But shout out to Vicious Ventures, because that's like where we're gonna make some cool shit, dude. And that's my my S corp. We're just gonna make some cool shit. So yeah, it's just like the building blocks, the beginning of like a production company and like some really
Okay,
cool
cool.
shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're just gonna make
Vicious
some
Ventures.
fun stuff. Yeah.
Dang, where'd you come up with that title?
You know, the ventures that we are in are vicious. So
I'm here for it, man.
that's just where I'm at.
All right, well, so this is the stage of the show where you get to sign the
sick.
table. Yeah. Do you have your signature perfected yet?
Yeah, sure thing, man.
As big, as little, wherever you want it to be on the table.
Oh, sweet.
It does smear, so watch your smearage.
All right, let's see. I kind of want this little space right
I
here.
love that for
but
you.
I
Hold on.
almost want to put this whole. This is like a whole empty spot, and I want
Follow your heart,
this
dude.
right here.
I told you. Rules. Yeah. Oh, you were ready for that. That's
Dude,
great.
the jam.
Yeah, Meg reminded me. She goes, I should come down with like a black Sharpie and just write who these people like,
Dude,
each name, because
Yes,
they're getting
dude.
a little unfamiliar, you know?
that's okay, man. You got some pretty funky ones on here already.
Sir,
Dude, you're a gem, sir.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much.
Love you, brother. Yo,
And until you're gonna
thanks
come
for
back,
having me, boys.
yeah, we're gonna we'll go shoot our thing and then
Yeah,
we'll come
dude.
talk about it.
It's gonna be fun.
Where am I at? I can't see.
Thank you, thank you.
Bye.